background or something. So let me see. What can we put on? Chill, lo-fi work. No, I like R&B and soul, like lo-fi music. When I'm trying to like really like focus in and shit, but I still want to vibe out. Let me see. Lo-fi R&B type beat. Let's see. Afro beats and lo-fi. Okay, that's probably dope. Let's see. And she's cute. Y'all see the little character on the screen. Okay. We're gonna rock out with this then. I don't know if I can hear it or not. I didn't want it to be too distracting because, I mean, the purpose or the purposes of this video is to pretty much fill you guys in on my technique for tarot. And please disregard, I know I probably look like what the fuck is going on, girl, but I don't know. I was trying to decide whether I wanted to do this video now or later, you know, and I was just like, fuck it, I got too much shit to do. Let me just get on here and talk to you guys. So please excuse what's going on here, okay? But that's not the point of the video. Hi, Monet. Welcome. So, I mean, for me personally, I'm more of like a hands-on visual learner, right? So in order for me to like teach what I'm teaching, I actually have to do it, right? So I was like, okay, either I will do personal readings, and as I'm doing them in this particular video, I will teach you guys like my method, or like really tap into like teach you guys like what am I seeing, what did I see, or what did I pick up intuitively for me to get that message, you know. So that's really what I want to like fill you guys in. Like, I'm not here to give you like a, you know, definition by definition of the cards, what they mean. No, I'm here to teach you guys how to use your intuition to read the messages of the cards, right? Okay, I got yours, Monet. Thank you. So yeah, so Monet, I guess we'll use you for an example, right? Is this too loud, y'all? Oh no, I turned it down a little bit. Let me see. But yeah, we'll use you as like an example, Monet. And I was also like conflicted with the setup because I didn't know if I wanted the camera on me in doing it or to show you guys, but if I felt like it would have been awkward to just have the camera on the cards and teaching. Whatever. Okay, we here. So let's see what we have for Monet. Thank you to everybody that's joining. Hey, hello, welcome to the channel. If you're new, go ahead and like the video and subscribe for me. Right. Hopefully you get a new message. Oh my gosh. Hi, Nick. Let's see. Message for Monet. Message for Monet. How are you guys feeling about, you know, the new energy? You know, springtime is here. Woohoo! Like, we didn't cross the finish line. We didn't cross over, you know. You know, technically April is still like when the new year begins. But for me, yesterday under that new moon was my new year. Like, it felt like it. Like, you could just feel it in the energy. You just feel it in the air, the shift, you know. I woke up like feeling so good yesterday. So I hope you guys are feeling the same. So let's see. Yeah, I had a moment too today, earlier. I had a moment like I was emotional and I was upset because I'm like, I'm really that bitch. Like, I could really do this. I had to give myself a pep talk. I had like a little intervention with my spirit guides this morning. Oh, I'm so sorry, Nick. See, it's I hate, not hate, but like when I pick up on like death and stuff in the readings, I be hoping that it don't come true. Oh goodness, no. I mean, I'm not knocking age difference or anything like that. Age ain't nothing but a number, but you know you best, you know. You know you best. Are the messages lagging or something? Okay, let me see what will come out for Monet. King of Swords, the Hermit, the Magician in reverse, and the Judgment in reverse. Now remember, y'all, I'm going to be teaching you guys, so it's not going to flow, right? So these may take a little bit longer. So out here right away, and we have 2 of Cups on the bottom. So let me show y'all what I got going on. We have Judgment, Magician in reverse, Hermit, and the King of Swords, right? Now me, I read backwards. You don't have to do it like this, but this is how I do it, right? I like to start from the end of the book and then read to the first page, okay? So the end of the book in this case scenario, we're gonna start with the second half of the book. We're gonna put this down, right? One step at a time. We have Judgment in reverse and we have the Magician in reverse, right? So this is kind of difficult to teach because, like I said, I don't go based off of the meaning. I go off of how I feel, and I can't tell you what your intuition is. This is just my intuition, right? So when I see this and when I'm feeling this energy, this is like a counter. I think of like a clock. I think of something going counterclockwise. You said you started to get a tarot deck. Maybe you should. And also keep in mind, y'all, I mixed, these are 2 decks mixed together, okay? This is not one, this is 2 in 1. But this energy to me is giving me counterclockwise energy, right? The Magician is usually someone who is able to manifest. They have all the tools and resources they need to do the damn thing, right? And when Judgment is called, that means that there's a drastic change taking place. That means you're ready to elevate, go to the next level, or something is completely transforming in your life here. This is a life change. That's what I feel when I am in the presence of the Judgment card. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's done and over with. The contract has been signed, sealed, delivered. We're not going back that way, right? But with it coming up in reverse, that means there's some sort of blockage here. You said if don't do that, Monet. But it's some sort of blockage here, right? Like the wheels aren't spinning to the right, they're spinning to the left, but I feel like it's for a reason here. And I say that because remember, we're reading backwards. After that is the Hermit and the King of Swords, right? So the King of Swords we know is like a court card. Usually they represent an actual person, their characteristics, the energy that they carry and embody, right? So the King of Swords is usually somebody very direct. You know, they know how to cancel out contracts. They know how to seal the deal. They know how to make a sale. You know, the King of Swords can even sometimes be like very manipulative with their words. They're very good with communication, right? But this is a King of Swords that is like quiet for some reason. This is not their energy, right? This don't match. It don't go together. The Hermit and the King of Swords don't go together, right? So this is somebody pulling back their communication to go into deep reflection here. Now, I don't really like to apply genders to the court cards. So Monet, this could very well be you in this King of Swords energy. And the reason why it's coming up masculine is because you're having to make an executive decision about something, but you're choosing to keep quiet about it here. Right, you're choosing to take your time when making this decision. And I say it's an executive decision because it's the King of Swords energy. This is a leader, this is a speaker, this is somebody, you know, people follow them, follow their lead, they trust in this person, they respect this person in their decisions here. And you could be even holding yourself in that high regard and maybe looking at your circle and the people around you like, okay, if you don't support or respect the decisions that I'm making, then you have no room in my life. You know what I'm saying? So you are in this King of Swords energy right now. And maybe you're just moving in silence about it and you're just observing people in your life, like taking like little mental checks, mental notes of certain things, certain behavior and patterns around you, right? Okay. But on the bottom, right, we have the 2 of Cups. And I like to look at the card on the bottom because to me, the card on the bottom is like my outcome card, really. Like, okay, you're gonna go through all of these cards, all of these cycles, all of this shit, but this is really what the core of it is. This is really, you know, what's behind all of this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? It could be about a relationship, right? So when I look at the bottom card, it kind of categorizes the reading for me. Like, okay, are we talking about love? Are we talking about career? Are we talking about family? What is the reason for this reading here? right? And this Two of Cups energy here, okay, so this could be one or two things, right? I mean, I hope not, but it's like a decision that you're making here that could involve you making space for someone who has not come to the forefront just yet, right? You're like, okay, I am in the middle of so many moving parts right now. Do I want to include this individual in my plans, in my decision making, in this blueprint that I'm mapping out right now that is going to determine my moves the rest of this year? You know, does this person have a space in my life, or do I want to add them to my life? Do I want to bring them into my world here? You know? So, say for example, if you're dealing with someone romantically and you have the option to, this is just an example, if you're dealing with someone romantically, you have the option to maybe get your own place or move in with them. Like that type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Like it's this is the factor, this is the reason why you're not in your correct energy right now, because you're like, okay, should I be selfish, or should I make room for God to come in with something new? You know, maybe you just don't know what that something new is, or if this is somebody you can solidify something with yet, right? This is something very much up in the air. You see that smoke behind them? Also, when you are reading cards, like I said, I'm a visual learner. Everything is visual for me. You know, you have to get to know your gifts, and I know my clairaudience and my clairvoyance is sharp. It's sharp, right? So for me, I like the artwork on tarot cards because it depicts a different story. Every artist, every creator behind every deck, they depict their story the way that it matches their energy. You know what I'm saying? So I was drawn to this particular deck because maybe it resonates with my spirit and my journey, you know, based off of the artwork, right? So only pick up decks or only use decks that you feel drawn to, that you feel called to, because it's going to be really, really hard to connect with that energy. It's like almost like talking to a brick wall. You know, you want the cards to talk back. You want the cards to be like an equal give and take kind of flow of energy between you and the deck, right? So make sure whatever deck that you are using to do a reading for yourself or someone else, that you are very, very comfortable with that deck. Like it should feel good in your hands. It should feel clean, like real good when you shuffle them cards, when you touch them. If you guys have been following me, well, I haven't done like camera facing cards type of videos in a while until recently. But if you pay attention, when the cards are down, I'm constantly touching them. I'm constantly moving them. I'm constantly touching them because I need to feel the energy of the card. So I can even hold this card right here and not even look at it. I could hold it and not look at it, but I can feel the energy off of that card, and it's connecting and it's communicating with me the message, right? So I'm reading intuitively, right? You have to know the type of reader that you are as well. I'm an intuitive reader. I don't need anything but just my intuition and maybe just like a backstory, you know, and the backstory is the image. You know, like I said, my bottom card is the card that means the most to me. If I flip over that deck and it's something on the bottom, I'm like, yep, that's the reason right there. If I split the deck and it's something in the middle, yep, I know that's the reason why we at a crossroads. You know, so every person that reads, is you're going to read it according to what you feel is comfortable, you know, like don't get on here, like for those of you, you're thinking about creating a YouTube channel, doing tarot, whatever. If that is your calling and that's something that you feel passionately about, then make sure that it remains authentic to you. You know, make sure that you are still showing up as yourself. You know, your personality needs to shine through on your channel with your cards, with your tools, your crystals. Like it needs to be unique, and it needs to like support you and your energy as well, because at the end of the day you have people who are subscribing to your energy. So you don't want to come up as like a false prophet or like someone who's just giving out false information, because at the end of the day now you're leading a whole bunch of people astray because you didn't start with being authentic yourself. You have to show up authentically when you're coming on here and delivering messages to people, because that is the only way you're going to be able to connect with that collective energy that is subscribing to you and your channel, right? So Me personally, on my own tarot channel and my own journey, I've gone through so many different changes. I've switched up, the setup. I've gotten all types of different cards, and some cards that I use today that I don't use no more. I used to use, don't use today. Like, you're going to go through so many changes because you are still on this journey of finding yourself, discovering your passions. And for me, I feel like since I started my channel, it's definitely helped me reawaken and discover my identity pretty much. Like, I'm learning myself through, learning the cards and learning how to communicate. Because ultimately, it's not the cards that are speaking to you, right? The cards just carry energy and they carry your energy, right? You are attuned to that deck. But ultimately, you have a team. You may not be able to see them, right? But you have a team of individuals that are around you when you are in position to receive those messages, right? You are the vessel, you are the bridge between this world and the other side, especially those of you who are mediums, right? So keep in mind, when you are making a channel and you're getting into tarot, don't make it about you. It's not about you, it's about the message. This is bigger than just getting on here, showing some cards and saying the definition of it and confirming, yes, this is for you. Like, no, you really need to connect emotionally to it, right? And for me, I've been trying to kind of gauge like what's comfortable for me when I read the cards, because sometimes I can get too caught up in the energies that are coming in. Like, I feel it so strongly because I'm so empathic, so depending on what I'm reading, all of those emotions may come to the surface. I may feel everything that you're feeling. So right now, currently, I'm trying to figure out what works best for me to where I can focus on the message and not get so caught up in the energy of it all. So I'm trying to figure that out on this journey right here, right now, right? But I feel like I'm in a space good enough to maybe even teach you guys how to read, and find your own way, even if you're just doing it for yourself, and that's how you connect with God and your angels and your spirit guides, because that's how it started for me. It wasn't my intention when I got my first tarot deck to start a channel. It wasn't at all. But I kept being called to do it, and I couldn't shake it. Like, I got mad, kind of like today. I got mad because I'm like, something's happening. I'm supposed to be doing something more, right? So today I was inclined to get on here and do a teaching video. That's what I was supposed to be doing, right? So, yeah, in the beginning, for me, it was just learning how to communicate and connect. Yeah, look at you now. That song has been in my head all day. It's called Look at You Now by Selena Gomez. I love that song by her. It's been in my head all fucking day, Monet. Look at her now. Like, yeah, look at her now. Like, when you very first start, and I don't know, maybe I am talking to readers, and maybe you're afraid to start your channel or get into this, or even just buy a deck for yourself so that you can communicate and see if you have certain gifts, because we all come from different bloodlines and backgrounds. Not everybody's going to be psychically gifted or called to do this, you know what I'm saying? But I do feel like everybody has psychic intuition, but I don't believe it's in everybody's calling to be a psychic or be a high priestess or be a reader, like that's something that you almost have to be initiated into, and that's only if you come from like a bloodline of like mystics and like witches and healers and shamans and stuff like that. So that's why it's very important to get to know your background, your heritage, your bloodline, really dig deep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's going to come with the journey as well. Like, today was like the first day I actually started to see my potential and see my strength, like, because I was coming to God and I'm like, I feel like I'm supposed to be like teaching to masses of people. I feel like my messages should be reaching masses of people. Not to say that I'm not grateful for the tribe that I have established and have built, is very strong. And, I feel like there's a good, tight knit bond there. But I feel like the way that I speak truth, it should be reaching so many more people. Like, and I'm ready for that, but at what point, where am I pivoting here? Am I now pivoting to now become a teacher? because I've been on this journey for some time, like my spiritual journey for me began like back in like 2016. Yeah, you can't hide it. You can't hide. It reaches who it needs to reach, right? But the message that he was giving me today was to release all my expectations, right? And this may be for people who are thinking about starting a channel too, a tarot channel. You have to release your expectations. You don't want to get caught up in trying to just show up and give a message, especially that's why I think I stray away from the zodiac sign messages too, because now I feel like I'm a workhorse. Now I feel like, okay, I have to do this. It's no longer fun for me. It's no longer me putting my passion or, my love into it first. Of course y'all gonna get y'all messages and of course they're gonna be accurate, yeah. But still I want everything that I put out to be something that I absolutely love. And I think that's really where the growth is gonna come in. That's where the authenticity is gonna come in, right? Well, try not to do that, Nick, because your perspective is very different from the next reader's perspective, right? So that's also something that I try to like tell you guys, like be careful who like you're tapping into, because for me, I mean, I can only speak for me, but I read based off of my own experiences, right? So the way that I channel and the way that I know I use my gifts, I'm very, very clairvoyant. So they will show me images and they will show me memories of things that I had already been through, or they will show me people, or they'll bring me back to a certain emotion that I've experienced. And I can pinpoint based off of what they have me feeling and seeing whether this is your message or not. Hey, hi, Lushan. Thank you. So let me see. I would say, okay, I'm gonna give an example. I know she's not in here or whatever, but I know I did a reading for Beatrice a while back, and that's when I was doing the water scrying, right? Remember when I was testing the water and fire with you guys? In that message, I was getting images of different things. I was like, why am I seeing a pencil? Why am I seeing a freaking test scantron that you used to do in school? Why am I seeing like, a big telescope? They were showing me images of things that I had seen, felt, experienced myself. It's my job to translate, put the pieces of the puzzle together and translate the message to you guys. So ultimately, putting those pieces together, it said, your kids is going on a field trip to the science museum. That was pretty much what they were telling me, but they had to show me in images first, right? So I'll just throw it out there like, okay, I'm seeing a pencil. I don't know what that's about. And I'll say that to y'all like, I don't know what that's about. You know what it's about, but I'm seeing a pencil. So for me, it took me a long time to get to a point where I'm confident enough in my messages to where I don't seek validation from, the person I'm reading for anymore. Yeah. In the beginning of my journey, I was constantly seeking validation, and that's needed, to build up your confidence. So one of the things you guys can try if you really want to test it out to see if you like tapped in, I used to use Biddy Tarot Community. It's an online free like community board you can go on. They have entry like beginner readers, intermediate, expert readers that have been doing this for years, decades. Like it's a whole community of readers and intuitive. No matter where you are in your journey, you can join. And what they'll do is they'll set you up with people, anonymous people, right, who will send in a message to you and they'll tell you their little story and like, okay, what can you pick up on this? Yeah, it's called Biddy Tarot Community, BIDDY. You could go on. I think it's free. It might be like $10 a month or something like that. It's not that much. It's not that much, but I used it to practice. So it would be strangers, anonymous people that would send in, and you'll get it straight to your email as if you had booking clients, right? It's almost like it's a test drive, it's a test run, right? So you will get the emails every day, and you get to choose how many readings you want to do a day, how many you want to practice. So I used to choose up to 3. Now, for a beginner, that's a bit much. And it did become a bit much because in the beginning, my messages used to be very in-depth and long. And these were also written messages. Sometimes I would send audios, but when I very first started, I was doing written messages. I was automatic writing and I would give them their message. But that's a good way to practice, you know? So it's almost like you're getting bookings. And on the other side is a stranger. They're anonymous, and it's their job at the end of the reading to give you feedback. So they'll ask the anonymous person, how do you feel such and such did? What is the rating that you would give them? And pretty much your ranking will go up based off of the number of stars that they give you. So it was really cool. You know, it really boosted my confidence. Like, it used to shock the hell out of me. They were like, oh my gosh, girl, like you. I'm like, what? God? Me? That's how I felt when I start. Me? You know, because like I didn't really like take it seriously in the beginning. Like, it kind of spooked me. It kind of scared me. You know, it creeped me out in the beginning because I'm like, how do I know this stuff? How do I know this? You know? And also just me coming from like a super like religious background and shit like that. It still like freaked me out. I was still a little on edge about it. And you know, and I'm like, well, if I'm connecting with the angels and my guardians and God the way that I am, then why is it so bad, or why would I be condemned to hell for getting to know God on a deeper level? You know, like communicating with him in the way that is most comfortable for him or comfortable for my angels. You know how hard it is, how hard they work every day to try to communicate with us? Do you know the effort, the work they put in just to communicate with us? Like, they are powerful beings, but they're also very like high vibrational beings. It takes a lot for them to come down and tap into our energy. That means, one, them motherfuckers love us, okay? They must love the fuck out of us. If your ancestors, your guardians decide to come in and be hands on deck, that's why having an altar is also important too. Right, that shit freaked me out in the beginning. I'm like, because you hear altar, you think like spooky, witchy, dark shit, spells. Like, that's what I thought of. I watched a lot of fucking Hocus Pocus when I was little, you know. But having an altar is important too, especially when you tapping into energies of like the collective and strangers and shit like that, because it not only harnesses the energy of your loved ones and gives them a safe, comfortable space to come and commune with you, but it's also your protection too. Right. And that's why like I felt like I needed to move, because I was doing the little readings in the car, if y'all saw. But it's nothing like sitting down in front of your altar, sitting down in that sacred space with your spirit guides, your team, and y'all come together and do it, you know? You said somebody was pulling your shirt? Oh, wow. So, I don't know. I mean, you may want to set something up in that little area of the house or something, or like get some flowers and put it in that little area of the house, or greenery too. Like, get some greenery in your house, wherever you are, your environment, wherever you do like your little sacred work. Make sure you have like a plant of some kind. And I can't talk because I don't have no flowers on my altar right now, but I usually make sure that I have some sort of like roses, flowers, even if it's like a little small like succulent plant you could get from Walmart real quick. I'm gonna go to Walmart before the week is over and get me some flowers. Like, I want to get me like a big bouquet of like tulips or roses or something, so I could just have them. You know, it changes the energy. It makes the energy lighter too. You know, it changes the vibration of the room. And then this is where we get into talking about smudging, right? Smudging breaks up the energy. It breaks up the particles in a room that become very, very condensed when there's all of this energy shooting in, shooting down. Just imagine, right? You're in a box. Yeah, like that's when you really start communing with the big dogs, okay? Like, you knocking on the door like, "Hey, I want to talk. Let's have a conversation," you know? So just imagine how good they feel when you are trying to connect with them. You know, you make their job a little bit easier, right? You learn the universal language. You know, you start to have little inside jokes and shit with your spirit team, and because you understand, okay, you did that like that because you wanted to confirm that for me. Like, you start to do a lot of things. You start to talk to yourself. It looked like you're talking to yourself, but you're not. You're talking to your team. Just you may not be able to see them, but you can feel them. Other people may not be able to see them or whatever. So it does get a little hush hush. Like, you gotta maneuver different. You gotta learn how to blend in, because now you speak in a completely different language nobody's gonna fucking understand, because it's just between you and your spirit guides. Yeah. It's real. It is so real. Thank you, Lushan, because I used to say, I'm like, if somebody was in this motherfucking room right now, my ass would be going down to the crazy house. But I'm not crazy. I am not crazy. There are actual spiritual beings that surround us that if they know you are a portal, if they know you are a vessel, and they know, like, this is a part of your bloodline, your calling, they will attach to you because they're like, yes. Yes. Like, we can be seen, we can be heard, you know? It makes them want to help you that much more when you're putting in the effort to, you know, reciprocate that energy, that love, that gratitude, that appreciation. Like, I don't think we even understand how much work is being put in on the other side. Yeah. Yeah. Just imagine. Because y'all got to remember, this is not our home. You know, this is not our home. This is not where we're from. So the people that are trying to connect with us, our ancestors, our team, they were there when we were sent off. You know, they were there when we made the decision to come down here, when we sacrificed. We were the sacrifice. Okay, out of everybody else, I'm going to go down and I'm going to live this human life, and I'm going to go through these lessons so that I can, you know, be the one to break these chains for y'all, okay? I volunteered to come here, right? So me volunteering, I need y'all to suit up and help me on this journey. You know, so just imagine how long they wait. They wait for you to wake up. They wait for you to wake up so they can follow in and do the instruction and do the work for you. You know, you have spiritual beings that are working on your behalf every single day. Yeah. Yes. When you make it your mission to clear out the negativity and really pour into yourself, that's when you become the strongest. When you really tap into that self love, agape love energy within yourself, that's when you really, really become strong as fuck, right? And a lot of the times when you are vibrating that high, to people who haven't evolved or done the work, you can even like push them away, you know? And that's something that I realized too earlier when I was talking to God about my channel. And of course, I was high. I had me a little J this morning. I always wake and bake. But he had me go and look and scroll through my channel. And for the first time, I actually felt and saw the power that projects off of me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm probably scaring people away. I'm probably scaring people away, you know, and it's not intentional, but it's like almost like nan in the boo boo, nan in the boo boo. I know something you don't. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it or whatever, but I could just feel the energy coming off, you know? Yeah, the ones that's not supposed to tap into that energy will run, you know? They'll feel like my energy is rejecting them or judging them, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, maybe he was showing me that to kind of put me in the mindset of people who may be the naysayers, or maybe the ones that, you know, will watch but not subscribe, that type of thing. I don't know. I don't know. Everybody's timing is different, and you know, I had gotten to a point where I was like, okay, maybe I'm just being protected. Maybe I'm just being hidden in plain sight, because there are so many like evil lurking spirits and people that even want to like steal your gifts and attach to you in like such a egotistical way, you know? It's ego driven, and anything ego driven can easily turn into jealousy, hate, envy. And that's not something you need, you know, especially when you are an open vessel. It's like me, you know? So I was even thinking about adding like a little evil eye or something to my altar, you know, or just getting something. Like I just want to like double up my protection. You know, I know I'm protected, but like if I intend on like speaking to masses of people and reaching like a bigger audience, then I need to prepare for that too. You know, so just as I'm like teaching you guys, I'm learning too at the same time. So it kind of goes hand in hand. So y'all are on this journey with me as well. You know, we in it together. You know, but I'm gonna take what I'm learning, and if I can in bits and pieces kind of give you guys a scoop, then I'll do that. Mm, yeah, yeah, you do have to be mindful of that. But know this, right? The more you work on yourself, the stronger you become, and the stronger your protection becomes, right? So then it'll get to a point where you so tapped in, you so locked in to the point where those evil spirits not just run from you, but they gonna want to like work with you. They gonna want to work with you, and they're gonna be the ones now defending you against any evil that's being thrown at you. You know, you can't move in fear, exactly. You know, and maybe that's why for a long time I used to see in spirit, I used to see these black dogs following me like they were like my protectors, my guard dogs, right? In spirit. Of course, nobody else could see it, but I could see them, right? They were with me everywhere I went. And initially, the way that they introduced themselves to me was through a lucid dream, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Lushan. Can't beat them, join them. But they came to me in the form of two dogs, right? They were these big, aggressive black dogs, and they had like bright red eyes, like glowing eyes, and they got in my face trying to like intimidate me. This is in like the astral realm, y'all. I was lucid dreaming when this happened. So basically out of my damn body. They were right here in my face. It was two. It was one big bulldog, and it was like a little skinny one, you know, and it was like growling at me, like trying to get me to like budge or something, and I didn't. And you know, they backed down, like they backed down and they bowed their head to me as if to say, okay, now we are submitting to you. Now we protect you. You know, and that's been the energy that's been with me ever since. Like, you get to a point in your journey where you have protection from above and below. You know, you have people and ancestors even that work in the underworld that will defend you and come to your defense and protect you from dark forces from the underworld as well, right? If you study like what do you call it, Kemetic spirituality or Hermetic spirituality, you know, if you're into like Egyptian spirituality, you know that like Anubis has like that dog head, right? He's also the gatekeeper of the underworld. You know, he's the gatekeeper of death and things like that. You know, he may be even considered the death angel, you know, but for me, I'm a medium. I'm between both worlds at all times. So I do have to work with both. I have to work with the light and the dark, but the light and the dark respect me. The light and the dark protect me because I'm a bridge, you know? So it's like you don't know until you motherfucking find out. And it's like when motherfuckers try to find out, they get fucked up. They get fucked up. So just know that, I mean, oh, wait a minute. Y'all typing real fast. Just know that it's crazy because I'm on this journey too of trying to figure out who I am or who I used to be. You know, I know my soul is old as fuck, and I know I've probably come very close in contact with another lifetime. Like, I don't feel like my lifetimes have been like huge gaps apart. You know, I feel like, okay, bitch, you probably died in like 87 and you came back in 97 and to do this shit again. Like, that's how I feel, right? So I've been on this little fake discovery with God trying to figure out, all right, who was I in my past life? Because I know it was recent. What was I doing then? You know, and is what I'm doing right now the same thing as I used to do? You know, am I just picking up where I left off? You know, you become like a high ranking official, like earth angel. Like, it's like you're trying to discover the god and goddess within you. You know, especially if you know you've been here for a long time. Like, I know I've probably been here since the beginning of motherfucking time, right? So this is why this comes so natural to me. You know, anything in like the arts or anything like artsy, anything crafty, anything where I can tap in and use all of my senses, that's what I'm drawn to the most in this lifetime. Like, I'm into some of everything. Like, I'm into some of everything. I'm so detached from the material world. Sometimes it fucking scares me. And I think me being here, I'm supposed to find balance between that, you know. And I had watched another reader a long time ago, and she said in her reading, she was like, in your past life, you were a shaman, and like your spiritual practice, your work consumed you. Like, you died because of some shit that you did for somebody else in a past life. Like, you were doing spiritual work for someone else, and it consumed you or some shit like that. So now in this lifetime, you're supposed to learn how to be in balance with both of those. Like, okay, still be, you know, tapped in and do your spiritual work and show up as a spiritual leader, but also know how to be a part of, you know, life, and, you know, just be human and relax and just enjoy just the pleasures of life and what it has to offer, you know. Go explore, go meet people, go travel, go try different foods, you know. Do things that get you out of your comfort zone, you know. This is my comfort zone. What I'm doing here on this channel, this is my comfort zone. This is like, I feel like my most authentic self when I'm on here. Of course, you guys don't know me on like a super, super personal level. Like, you're not with me day to day to see like my other personalities and shit. But I mean, for the most part, this is my safe haven. You know, this is my safe haven. This is where I can come and feel like I'm not hiding my gifts, you know, because when I step outside these doors, I now have to blend in so I don't look like a fucking nutcase. Right? And that's something that a lot of you are going to experience when you decide to take this journey seriously and get into like really communing with the energies around you, and not just spirits, you know, but like the elements and Mother Nature, and getting to know like the universal energies and cosmos and shit like that. Like, this is just one of so many different like universes, metaverses, and shit like that. Like, that's why I'm like, I'm not trying to get too wrapped up and consumed in this shit, you know, because some shit is you just not supposed to know, you know. Oh, thank you, Monet. It's some shit you just ain't supposed to be seeking. You just ain't supposed to be knowing. You just here to live. I mean, when you get on this spiritual journey, you can even get wrapped up in trying so hard to find your purpose, like trying so hard to figure out where you fit in this world, or what are you called to do. Like, the calling is just you living. You are already living in your calling. You're living in your truth just by you being you. You are the gift. You are the calling. You were called here for a reason, right? And their reason for being here is to live. It's to live. It's to live and to learn how to live in balance, you know? Love life and life will love you back, right? What I was saying, I kept hearing, well, I lit my candle and I kept hearing live, love, laugh, heal, and grow. Live, love, laugh, heal, and grow. And I think those are maybe some of the main elements that I've lived by, to kind of keep me from falling to the wayside, or live, yeah, live life. Yep. Live life and life will love you back. That's the right way to say it. Yeah, live life and life will love you back. Right. So if you just sitting back and you not trying to make any changes, like you sitting back and you praying, and you just expecting God to just drop some shit in your lap, that's not how it fucking works. You have to be activated. You got to get up. You got to do something. You know, unless he tell you to be still, you need to be making an effort every single day to do the things that you love. Not the things that will make other people happy, not the things, you know, to meet other people's expectations. You know, do what truly makes you happy, do what you love, and life will love you back and pay you back as well, okay? And then that's when things get simple. That's when this journey gets so easy to navigate, literally. So I know we got a little, sidetracked from Monet's reading, but I felt like I needed to say that. But let's see. Let's see what else for Monet. So, let's kind of backtrack a little bit. So, Monet, you're making an executive decision and you're trying to figure out, who do you have space for in this next chapter or season of your life here? Are you going to make space for love? Are you going to make space for family? Are you going to make space for a creative project? What are you making space for in your life, moving forward? Okay. Yeah. Live, love, laugh. When I tell you laughter is so healing, it is. When you start to live life and just of course, prioritize the things you need to prioritize, but don't be so hard on yourself. Like, really take light of everything. Literally, because everything that's happening, it was already predestined. It was already predestined. 9 times out of 10, our ancestors' loved ones be probably fucking cracking up at our asses, yo. Because they know, like, the mistakes that we're going to make, and they know that we have to make them. Of course, they're sad for us when we're sad. They cry for us when we cry. They feel our pain as well. But for the most part, we be tripping for no fucking reason. We really be tripping for no fucking reason. We get obsessed with trying to be perfect. And it's like, it's not that serious. It's not that serious, Just live. That's it. Just live and do what you feel like doing in the present moment, and just try to be responsible in your decision making too. Right? Unfortunately, living here in this plane, on this earth, in this society, you got to pay to live, okay? Basically. So just, of course, being responsible, like, make sure that you're doing things to make sure you're financially stable and comfortable and that type of thing, but don't overthink it, or don't try to compare your life to the next person or what social media is painting it to be. You don't have to have $1 million to be comfortable, to be happy, right? There are people who are completely fucking broke, and they make nothing into something, and they are comfortable. They've learned to be comfortable with the means that they have, right? And I think that's why we go through so much shit, because that's really the core of this journey too, is being humble, being grateful, having gratitude. Like, when you operate from a space of gratitude and love, that's the only energy that the universe really, like, comprehends clearly. It's really hard to manifest when you're in a low energy, when you're in a very dark place, you know? But I feel like we need to go to those dark places, because it kind of pulls, like, those karmic contracts out of us so that we can go ahead and heal as soon as we can. The sooner we heal, the closer we are to contentment, you know? And for me, that's the ultimate goal. I just want to be content. I just want to be comfortable. I don't have to be filthy fucking rich to feel like my life was made of something, you know? So that's something that I want you guys to keep in mind, when getting on this journey. Yes, we are rediscovering ourselves as gods and goddesses, but make sure you are not building a god complex on this journey, okay? Because that's when Source, the one, the omnipotent, will humble that ass, because he's a father and a mother first, okay? And he will put you in your place real quick. Real quick. So just remember, this is just training, okay? Life is nothing but training. It's a training program. Life is school, okay? That's what it is. We're in school. School is in session. That's it. That's all. Okay, back to the reading. Yeah. Okay, so 6 of Pentacles, In reverse. Oh, it's not in reverse. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, thank you, Jasmine. I'm gonna check in a second. Let me go ahead. Oh, thank you. No problem. I look forward to seeing you again. Um, 6 of Pentacles. I definitely said 6 of Swords. That's crazy. That happens too a lot, y'all. Sometimes I will pick up a card and it'll be like 6 of Pentacles, but my vision will show me a completely different image. You know, that happens. That's been happening a lot lately for me. I don't know. That was your cousin, Monet? That was your cousin? Okay, we got the 3 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles in reverse, the Empress in reverse. Oh, why was you calling him cousin? Okay. Now for me, right, if a card comes out and it's like there's a blank, there's like a I'm sorry y'all, I got a message. But if a card comes up and there's like a blank energy, it feels like a blank stare, you know, like for example, this Empress in reverse. That's when I'll be like, all right, I need clarification, okay? Because it's crickets. Oh, that's so cute. But it's crickets, you know, like it ain't clicking, Steven. Like if an energy comes out like that, I'll be like, all right, I need to clarify. Like, what is this Empress, you know? And that's when we have our clarifying card. So the clarifying card for this Empress is going to be the 9 of Swords in reverse. Now, think of the 9 of Swords, right? I'm going to touch on the meanings of the cards to kind of give you guys an idea of where I'm going when I say I feel the energy. Okay, so the 9 of Swords in reverse. We know the 9 of Swords is usually, I consider it the nightmare card. I consider it like, okay, you're being haunted by something, you're stressed out about something, something has consumed you in a negative way. You're in a very, very deep dark place and you can't get yourself out, right? You see them ropes around it, you can't get yourself out of this. This is like obsessive thinking, you know, or worrying, that type of thing, right? Now it's coming up in reverse. So to me, that is someone who wants to free themselves from some sort of stress or obsessive thinking. Okay, and then we have the Empress in reverse. The Empress in reverse is somebody who maybe acknowledges that they are not loving on themselves as much as they can, right? That they are not in the position that they would like to be in to feel comfortable, to feel confident in their feminine energy, and feel like they have control over their life, that they are in harmony with the elements, with the universe, with the people around them, and that they're in position to show up as the nurturer that they are, right? So there's something that you feel like is out of place here. You know, there's something that is missing for you. You feel like something is missing. Or this could be you wanting to, I mean, we were talking about identity earlier. Maybe you're ready to change your identity. Maybe you're ready to start all over. Maybe you're ready to reintroduce yourself or introduce yourself to new ways of thinking, maybe dressing, maybe looking. Yeah. I mean, well, your team been trying to communicate with you. Those are witching hours. When you wake up at 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning and shit like that, yeah, they trying to communicate with you. So when I used to have those moments, like when I tell you, I used to wake up every single night at 333, every single night on the dot. It did not miss. Okay, it got to a point where I would just literally just sit up and just be like, okay, what do y'all need now? What's the issue? We just had a conversation last night. Like, but that was also practice for me because in those moments I would get up and I would talk to them and communing with them with the cards, you know. So I'd be like, all right, what's the message y'all got for me? Like, what's going on? Right? And what they'll do is they'll talk to me. Yeah, I can't go back to sleep for shit. They'll talk to me through the cards or however they feel like. Sometimes they'll wake me up and have me listen to music, and that's how they'll communicate with me. You know, that's another thing you guys can practice too to connect with your guides. Every morning when I get up, I ask them to pick a song for me. I go on my little Apple app and I press shuffle. And before I press shuffle, I'm like, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, what's the energy of today? What can I expect today? Pick a song for me, please. And I'll shuffle that song, and whatever song pop up, it's the energy of the day, what I can expect based off of that title, based off of the lyrics, based off of just the energy of that song. I know, okay, this is how the day gonna go. I used to do that when I used to go out to the clubs and shit. I used to do that when I used to be getting ready to go out and party and shit like that, just to make sure, just do a double check, make sure this is, safe, a safe place to be. I'd be like, all right, pick a song. What the energy gonna be like tonight? And it might be like a booty shaking song that come on or some shit. I'm like, who's shaking ass tonight? Not me. And I end up shaking some ass, or I end up being at the motherfucking strip club, some shit. It's been times like that. It's been stuff like that. Like, I like to connect with my team as if they're really here. Like, I really enjoy just being able to communicate with them. I mean, it's dope as fuck. It's like you got an extra pair of senses, an extra pair of people around you. You just can't fucking see them. Like, I can remember clear as day. It was a night where they were testing my clairaudience. Well, they were revealing to me how clairaudient I was, and it was in the most fucked up way. But I realized that what I was hearing, I wasn't tripping out. Like, when I realized how clairaudient I was, I would hear a man's voice specifically. And for a long time, I had this like masculine spirit guide. His name was Daniel. I knew his name, and I knew I would always see like visions of a man, around me and in my car and stuff like that, but I didn't know who the fuck he was. So this day in particular, I was going to the 7-Eleven around the corner from my house, but it was like a steep hill. So I was kind of on top of like a mountain almost. And to get to the 7-Eleven, there was like a slope, and it would go down like S's down a slope down a mountain. And at the time, my car had like almost bald tires. I didn't know that one of my tires were almost bald, right? So I'm driving, and I hear a voice, and it said like, slow down because you're gonna spin out. And I didn't believe it at first. I didn't fucking believe it. It ended up happening on the way back from 7-Eleven, right? I spun the fuck out. I spun the fuck out in the middle of that goddamn road. Now, mind you, it's a two-way fucking little highway. Not a highway, but like, it was like a slope. It was like a bend you had to go around and shit like that. And I tell you, it was like time stopped. There wasn't anybody on these fucking roads. It was just me spinning in a fucking circle. And when I tell you, they was like, I told you. They were like, I told you. I was like, you mean to tell me I'm hearing what I'm hearing? Y'all are actually talking to me? Oh my gosh, I'm not fucking crazy. So it was a moment like that where they were proving to me, like, yeah, Kalia, you are hearing us. You are hearing us. This is not in your head. These are not your thoughts. This is us communicating with you. You can spiritually hear. When I tell you, I just couldn't do nothing but crack up and laugh, even though, I mean, I spun out on the motherfucking road. It was almost like I was testing them, like, you're right, like, you're right, like, y'all just playing with me, blah, blah, blah. I really spun the fuck out. So I couldn't do nothing but laugh because I knew I was protected. They set that up for me to experience. They knew that I was being a little stubborn. And sometimes your spirit guides will fuck with you too. They are of the light and shit like that, and some of them are little masterminds too. They will fuck with you, okay? You gotta remember, your spirit guides they used to be human beings walking this earth too at some point in time. And if they are your spirit guide, then that means that they resonate with your soul in some way, shape, or form. So y'all may share the same sense of humor or be on the same life purpose, same journey, same path. And this person is just here to kind of give you direction here, so you don't make the same mistakes they made when they was walking this path. You know what I'm saying? It'll start off okay, so it'll feel like it's like a prayer. This is how it begins for me. So I get up, right? and I'll acknowledge, okay, y'all are not letting me sleep. What's going on, you know? And I'll sit up and I'll just start talking. So it might be like, okay, I don't know how to explain it. Usually during the witching hour, usually in those hours, that's when my gifts are the strongest, right? So usually a conversation will start based off of like what I hear, what I feel, and or like what I'm seeing in my vision. Sometimes they'll even show me like a quick little vision before they wake me up. And I'd be like, okay, what the fuck was that? And that's how the conversation will start, you know? Or I'll feel something like, okay, if I wake up and I'm feeling like this deep, maybe desire to change, or like I'm just like angry or irritated. Sometimes you wake up and you feeling somebody else's energy that's connected to you, like a family member at a distance or something. So for me to clarify, I usually just, go ahead and pull a couple cards just to see what the energy is about. I like to pull the oracle cards though, right? When I'm in those moments when we having a team meeting, I'll pull the oracle cards. So I'll get like an affirmation deck or something like that. Yeah, mine's too. I don't know what the hell been going on, but these dreams, they be getting a little active. I just be waking up and I just be like, whatever, whatever. So affirmations, oracle cards. I like oracle cards better, and I'm starting to learn that I should probably lead with oracle cards instead of leading with the tarot first, because instead of searching for what the message is through tarot, you can start off with knowing what the conversation is about to be about, about to be about. Oh my gosh. But if you start with an oracle card and you like, all right, what the hell going on? And like empathy come out or something like that, and I don't know, self-esteem or some shit like that. You can kind of gauge what the conversation is about to be about, and you have to look at tarot and when you using these tools like a conversation, because you're having a conversation with the beings around you that you can't physically touch and see. So that's how I come into it. That's how I connect with them. I'm now in the energy where I understand every time I'm tapping in, I'm having a conversation, and they're gonna communicate whatever way they feel like communicating in that moment in time. Okay, what were we saying? Okay, so back to the reading. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay, so basically, Monet, you're on the right path. Of course, you are. Right. I feel like you're in the energy of being super empowered. Right. You're really focusing on your identity. You're focusing on this new chapter. Who do you want to show up as when you make this decision, when you make this move, when you start over? Like you're getting like a fresh, clean slate, and now you're in a position. Excuse me. The universe is giving you the opportunity to decide what path you're gonna go down. So. And that may even include the people you decide to bring with you on this journey, right? You got to remember you're the director of your movie, right? So what do you want your movie to look like in this next season? That's that's what they want you to focus on. So when they waking you up in the middle of the night, that's the question you need to be asking yourself. And I also feel like you need to have a journal next to you, or like use the audio recording on your phone when you get into the mode of like channeling and like having that conversation, you know. But yeah, that's the question that they're prompting you right now, Monet. Like, what is your movie gonna look like next? What's the sequel? What's the sequel gonna be? You know. Also, I'm hearing like, what is your reason for dating? If that is something that you want a part of your movie in this next chapter, you wanna like, you're thinking about someone, you thinking about pursuing a connection here. Get real about your reason for pursuing this person, your reason for them being in your life. right? Maybe that's something you could sit down and journal. You can make a list of all the people who are in your life that bring you value to you, that support you, that you love dearly, and ask yourself, what is their reason? What is their purpose in my life? Why do I need them? You know, why do they need me? Right? So now, going into this next season of your life, you know how to be the casting director too of your movie. You gonna know who is about to get a role in my motherfucking movie this next season, okay? Who gonna be a part of the TV series this next season, okay? The season, this is the Monet show, okay? This is Monet's show, this is Monet's movie, and the ball is in your court right now, Monet. Just period, right? So make sure you're not getting caught up into like the fantasy world, and you know, make sure like the things that you are trying to obtain are obtainable and reasonable for where you are currently in your life, you know. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there because I gotta get to other people. But thank you, Monet, for being the first volunteer in this. I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know if this is a lesson or what. Okay, let me see who else. Ooh, child. Okay. Next is Jasmine and Nick. But Nick donated first, so let's go ahead into Nick. No problem. I feel like I pretty much kind of touch base on everything. Of course, y'all, I'm gonna make like a in-depth video. Like I want to make videos of like teaching you guys how to put together like an altar, and I'm gonna get my shit together for y'all. I'm gonna get my shit together. I am, because I really want to do it, you know. But I'm for the rest of you guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and give y'all a quick message. 3 days ago. Okay, so you want to know about the Virgo, what they feel about you? You sent me 2 donations, Nick, right? So you have 2 questions. Hi, Luminous. Okay, so let's go ahead answer your first question. How do y'all feel about this setup? Do y'all like to see the cards, or do y'all like to see me in the cards? Like I just show y'all the cards. Like, I don't know. Ooh, yes. Okay, so you want to know about a Virgo and a Taurus. Okay. Like 2 cameras. I don't know. A variety of both. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I just do whatever the fuck I feel like doing that day, okay? So if I want to do a card reading that day, we're going to do a card reading. If I want to show y'all the cards, we're going to show y'all the cards. If I want to come on here, I'm going to come on here. I'm going to just do me. I'm going to just do me. It's my channel. It's my fucking channel. I can do whatever the fuck I want to. Alright. Let me see. Alright. Obviously, if y'all subscribe to me, y'all fuck with me, so and I fuck with y'all. Right, it's my movie. Okay, Nick and the Virgo. I still want to get back to you, Luminous. I want to know how the birthday thing went. But this is for Nick. 2 of Swords and the Virgo that is on his mind. Okay, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the Hierophant, the 7 of Pentacles. It feels like a very like dull energy here. Like it's kind of something that like it get up off the ground and then it just fall flat. It get up and then it just fall flat. Ooh, child, I hope I'm not picking up on somebody's erectile dysfunction. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, this is that type of energy here. 9 of Pentacles, like Ace of Pentacles in reverse. This can be an energy of like somebody like stringing you along, you know? But it's not because you're not enough for them, it's because they're not enough for you. And they know that. But they're going to try to project and make it seem like you're the problem here. And they might do that simply just by not communicating with you so that you can kind of be in your head. Because this is what I feel like this person does this so that they can keep the ball in their court. Because you might actually have more of an influence on this person than you know. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Emperor in reverse. The Sun in reverse. And the Ten of Cups. The Strength card, Eight of Cups in reverse, and the High Priestess in reverse. I don't like it because we have the Seven of Wands here. So I feel like instead of this person just freaking releasing you, it's kind of like they're getting entertainment or a satisfaction out of like playing this little yo-yo game. And it's like, you're not going to win in the end because you might like literally see right through this person, right? You might literally see right through their bullshit. They're like a fucking walking, I don't know, mirror, or like you can see right through them like fucking glass, yo. And that's probably what they don't like. They probably don't like how you mirror back to them their truth. That's crazy. So they're gonna try to flip it on you. But that's fucked up though, cause what is ghosting gonna get you? That's what I'm trying to stand. Like, it's not gonna change anything, and it's definitely not gonna change the fact that whoever this Virgo is, they actually like fuck with you. Like they really really like you. They do, but they don't like that they like you. It's they don't like that they like you, Nick. Five of Wands and the Knight of Swords here, like it actually kind of pisses this person off. it's it's not funny, but it's this person is fucking funny. Like they need to work on themselves. They really do. They really do. And maybe you need to take light of the situation to avoid getting hurt, right? Take light of this. Do not take this person seriously at all. At all. They are fucking with you, yo. This person just has low self-esteem. Just period. Just period. Like it's a joke. Like it's a joke to them. Or they're the joke. For real. It's like somebody's showing up as something that they're not. And this is not just with you. This is everybody in their life. I don't know what their like sexual preferences are, but somebody in this situation is not being honest here. They're not being honest with themselves, and they're not being honest with the people around them at all. So this is like somebody who is maybe like down low, you know, if they like men, and and I don't know what your sexual preference is either, Nick, but like I'm picking up on that. Like I'm picking up on like a same sex relationship here, but there's one person in the relationship that's like a little more outgoing and open and free. Like they're mad at you because you're more free. You're free, you know? They feel like trapped and burdened with this secret that they have here. And if that's not it, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't offend anyone, but it's something that this person is hiding from everyone. And it's like eating them up, and like they're gonna keep using you, breadcrumbing you, stringing you along to make themselves feel better. And that's not fair to you. Two of Cups in reverse. So until this person comes out and confesses their truth and actually stands on like what they believe, I mean, I don't know, I can't really get away from it. It feels like a same-sex relationship. Just it does. Um Somebody's like in the closet and somebody's out, right? And the person that's standing outside the closet could be trying to like drag this person, by their fucking ankles out, and they just will not go. Yeah, they just will not go. And it's like, okay, cool. When you with me, we do our thing, and it's easy, it's effortless, like it's beautiful, but that means that you'll never like be open. Like we'll never have like a relationship that's on display. Or I want you to be proud of our connection. Like I want you to be proud of our relationship. Like I want you to defend our relationship. And I feel like you're not getting that from this person because they haven't like accepted their truth yet. This person's scared, you know? So it's like I don't feel like it's intentional, like they're trying to hurt you intentionally. It's just, it's always going to happen that way as long as this person is hiding you and hiding this connection. Yeah, they're very insecure, right? So you're always going to get like the short end of the stick from this person or get the back burner because they're not ready to be as open as you are about their sexuality, about this relationship. It's also something about their job. They could work like a job that's very aggressive and masculine, and it requires them to show up a certain way. Aww. But they need to get their shit together. Look at me. They need to get their shit together. Oh, yeah. That could be what it is, too. Hey, Sharia. They afraid to come out. They really are. Like, they really are. And, like, it's when they're with you, like, you remind them of that fear. So they may like try to keep their distance, or like they take little breaks in between communication because it's very intense for this person. It's very overwhelming. Like the intensity between you guys is there. Like the chemistry is there. Like it's off the chain. It's off the chain, yo. And that scares this person because that means that they have to accept what it is for. Like it is what it is. You like the same sex. It's okay. It's okay. But to them, it's not. It's not okay. Not for what they do in their career, not around their family, not around their friends. It's just not okay. Okay. Well, that's how they feel right now, Nick. So I mean, you can't force anybody to change. This is definitely something super sensitive for this person. Yeah, like I'm definitely compassionate. Like I feel like a sense of empathy towards them because I mean that's tough. you know? But he has to do that on his own. You cannot force him to do that. You cannot force him to see his value, his worth. That may take him some time. It's gonna take him some time. Like, I feel like you're on a very unique, like, soulmate, like, love journey here. I feel like your journey here, like, this lifetime here is about love for you, Nick. Right? Like you have the natural ability to teach people how to love. And that can be intimidating and scary to people who don't love themselves. Page of Cups. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you might always get, you may always get these Page of Cups as energies. Or people may view you as the Page of Cups. Like, almost like too good to be true type of shit. Like, so it's either gonna be one or the other. And I mean, it's sad because like this may be like a solo dolo journey for you, Nick. Like, love is a highlight for you, but I feel like you're just supposed to be a free bird. Like, you're just supposed to be free. Like, you're just supposed to be navigating love. And, like, I don't really see you being locked down or tied down. Yeah, that wolf. Yeah, I don't see you really being like locked down or tied down or committed to anyone. Like, you just kind of go with the flow. If you meet somebody, y'all click. It's a thing, cool. It's a vibe. Y'all in, cool. No hard feelings. You meet somebody else, y'all vibing. It, y'all separate, cool. No hard feelings. Like, it's like something like that. Like, you won't necessarily experience heartbreak, but there may be like a lot of like temporary situations or relationships that you come like just blow through, but you serve a significant purpose in these people's lives, right? You're teaching them how to love, you're giving them hope again, you know. That's beautiful. Like, I like it, I really do. You're in a lane all on your own. Seriously, you're very unique energy. Like, it's really hard to match your energy. So it may be really hard to find your perfect match this lifetime, Nick. So your guidance is to stop looking for it. Cause that's when it'll come. That's when it'll pop up. And then you might be the one that's running like, oh my gosh, there's somebody just like me. You're gonna be dating yourself, right? Okay. Next question. The next one was about the Taurus. Let me see. Next one was about the Taurus. I mean, when it comes to Virgo, let him do him. Like, he'll figure it out eventually. He'll come back. He will come back, because if that is really, if that's his truth, you're going to be the first person he think about. You're going to be the first person he call when he ready to, like, bust out the motherfucking closet, okay? And it's going to be on and popping. But you're going to have to decide whether you want to now be a rebound for this person or not. You know, because the opportunity is right in front of them, like, and they not taking it. So, they're lost at the end of the day. It's like, yeah, I feel bad for you, sir, but I mean, if you can't be open and honest, but you keeping me as a little secret and shit, then this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work, because I need a love that allows me to be free. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. It be like that, yo. I tell you, it be like that. And it be too motherfucking late. They come, they had a little epiphany moment. They wake up and they be like, oh my gosh, it was you the whole time. You were right in my face. Like, you think, nigga? Like, you think? Right? But that's when they get scared, because it's like the ball is in your court now. Like, do I want to fuck with you or not? Because you definitely played with me. You definitely played with me, yo. Okay. Taurus, this Taurus energy. What they got going on? Two of Swords in reverse. Three of Swords. So just keep in mind what I just told you, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if the same energy came out for this Taurus. Earth signs might be your thing. I don't know. I mean, it is the same energy. Okay, see you later, Monet. Five of Cups in reverse. This is, yeah, Ace of Pentacles. This is a little strange. This energy that I'm picking up on. Now, I don't know if it's this person or not. And bear with me, because, like, I don't do, like, a whole lot of, like, homosexual readings, you know? I don't ever want to offend anyone, right? But I'm picking up on an energy that is on more of the feminine side, right? Now, when I very first saw it, it felt like there was an actual like woman, like, but this may be like a friend that you have in your life where you will be meeting. It's a very like unconventional type of friendship. Now, I don't know. Um, yeah. Oh, I don't know if I'm picking up on a male who is more feminine, you know? And I don't know like what your role is. Like I don't know if you take on more of the feminine energy or the masculine energy, or if you're neutral. Like I don't know where the energy sits, but I'm picking up on like a friend. And this friend is going to match your energy, but they may be opposite of you. This is okay, so this is almost like a gay male, you know, who is more feminine, you know, who meets like a lesbian woman, and they're like the best of fucking friends, and like when you go out people think that you're together, but you're not, because y'all go separate ways. Like but y'all get each other because y'all get each other, you know what I'm saying? Like it's something like that. Like you may not get like a counterpart, like a this is a soulmate energy that I'm picking up on, but you may not get that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I could be picking up on your feminine energy, but you may be meeting someone who is just as feminine as you, but they have their own preferences. Mm, that's interesting. How do you like do that though? Like, is it like a switch? Like, I'm really curious. Like, is it like a switch? Like, when you're around certain people, you can be in your feminine. And then when you're around other people, like, you know how to turn back on your masculine energy. Like, do you know how to, like, mask it? I guess if, I guess that's what I'm asking. Like, or are you in the position where you just don't give a fuck, you know? Like, it depends on the day. Like, that's what I'm curious about, because I mean, there has to be a reason why you're attracting these Page of Cups energies, or even people who aren't as comfortable in their sexuality, right? There's something that you're doing here that is not in alignment with your truth. And it could be that flip-floppy like energy going back and forth between feminine and masculine, you know? Because even as like someone who is like maybe homosexual, you still have to be in balance with those energies too, you know? You may be able to change everything else, but the energy still remains the same. And that may be why you do come across readers who aren't in agreement with it, because they're still looking at it from a worldly perspective, not a spiritual perspective, you know? And they honestly need to leave their own personal views and opinions out of your reading. But yeah, it is spiritual. It is energy at the end of the day. So no matter what you decide your sexual orientation is in this physical plane, it doesn't define your energy from a spiritual standpoint, right? So it's going to take for you to become balanced in your masculine and feminine energy. And that's the thing, I feel like you are. I feel like you are, you know? And maybe that's why your energy is so fluid. You can kind of go back and forth between it, and but also why it can be very confusing to these people you are attracting here. So to them, they're like, all right, pick a side. Like, what side are you on? Because energetically and spiritually, they may feel like a feminine energy from you, you know? But the way you project, the energy that you're projecting may be masculine depending on who you're talking to, who you're with. I don't know. I'm trying to like, and maybe that's one of your gifts too. You may be able to just shapeshift. I mean, I told you that before. You're a shapeshifter. You know, like your bloodline might literally descend from fucking wolves. Like you know? So you're like a chameleon almost. But just make sure you're not like wearing energy like outfits. That's the best way I can say it. Like, you don't put on energy, you are the energy. If that makes sense. You don't put it on every day. You just are it, you know? So maybe that's what you need to master. And maybe you going through grade school and it being really difficult for you to like fit in and feel accepted has kind of programmed you and trained you to like, all right, turn it on and off. When it's like, no, you should constantly be in your authenticity. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 I mean, I do the same thing, but I'm growing out of it too at the same time. And I'm recognizing that I'm growing out of it. Like, I'm starting to be myself no matter what room I'm in or who I'm around. But I even like went through school and had to like turn it on and off, or like be something that I wasn't, or dim my light, or like I was never in a space to feel like I can be myself growing up. And I also got bullied and shit like that. So yeah, you kind of get stuck in the habit of putting on different masks and personas to please other people just so that you will be likable, you know. But that's toxic, you know. It's toxic, and it's getting you further and further away from like your purpose by doing that. So yeah, I mean, I know you were asking about this Taurus, but this is more so about you, you know. And maybe you can learn whatever this is for you. Like, you can learn this from this Taurus, possibly. That could be why they're in your life, to show you like what it really looks like to show up in your authenticity in any point in time, no matter who you're with, you know. Okay, that's beautiful. So okay, so this Taurus energy may be more of like a friend, you know. Maybe don't try to romanticize the connection, because you're going to benefit a lot more from keeping this person in the friend zone. Like, set that boundary right away. Yeah, it's a good friend. You should keep them around for sure. You're going to learn a lot from this person. You're equally going to like learn from each other. It's a beautiful connection. So I feel like that's what's coming in for you. It may not be like love, you know, the way that you want it, but it's love in the form of a good friend that's going to create that space for you to be yourself and find your true identity and learn what that looks like, what that feels like for you. And this person may just be what you need. They may be the validation that you need, that you didn't know you needed. Okay. I like it, Nick. I like it. I always like your readings. But that's all I have for you. That's beautiful. Aw. Okay, who else was up? No problem. Okay, next is Jasmine. Thank you to everybody who donated. I appreciate y'all so much. Let's see. I can't wait, y'all, until we could get these super chats popping, you know? It'll be a lot easier, yo, because I'm over this booking site bullshit. Ooh, dinner. Dinner is a different vibe, okay? Dinner is very different from going to brunch or lunch. You know, like dinner dinner is where you solidify shit, you know? is very important. Dinner time is very important. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but like, I kind of will put like a man on a pedestal, like if he takes me, not on a super high one, but it gives him some brownie points when he takes me out to dinner. Take me out to dinner. That's just the like romantic, like hopeless romantic I am though. So anyway, it's not about me. But I mean, obviously, there's something big surrounding like this dinner. I mean, this talk. What's going down at dinner? Okay, what's going down at dinner? Let's ask, what's going down at dinner? If Jasmine decides to go out with this earth sign to dinner tonight, what will be the possible outcome? We have the Empress in reverse. You're gonna be a little uncomfortable. Why though? Page of Wands in reverse, Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, before we get into it, I just heard make sure you're dressing for the weather. Okay, make sure you're dressing for the weather. I'm also seeing cleavage. I'm seeing cleavage, so you may want to show cleavage, but still dress for the weather. So if you're wearing like a dress or something, like just make sure you have like a long overcoat or something, or like just a heavy coat, because it may be chilly. You said it's raining. Yeah. Or don't overthink it. Like, don't overthink what you're gonna wear to dinner. Just dress for the weather. Okay. The Empress in reverse, the Page of Wands in reverse, Ace of Swords in reverse, and the Eight of Swords. This feels like tit for tat, but it's not like, there's no like animosity. It's more playful than anything. It's like playful banter, playful tit for tat. It's almost like coming to the conclusion that you might have been like upset for nothing, or this is like being mad at someone and then y'all look at each other and just laugh. You know, you just laugh it off, and then it becomes like an easier conversation to have. So you may have already had your tower moment with this person where there was a lot of anger and disagreements, confusion, like that type of thing. uh, Now you're going to meet up with this person again. You're going to see them again, and you guys are going to revisit this conversation, revisit whatever this is, and it's going to be more lighthearted, right? And with the energy being lighter, you guys can come to a compromise here, or there can be like an honest exchange of words or emotions, you know, because I feel like you're being called, you know, Jasmine, to have compassion for this earth sign. If they messed up, if there was like some sort of mistake, a big falling out of some kind, you're being called to like look at the situation from a higher perspective here. Because in some way, I still feel like, I know this sounds weird, but with the mistake that they made, they did what they did because of you. Because of you, because of your action. Okay, so I mean, this might have been like somebody, you know, needing to stroke their own ego or something like that, and maybe you pissed them off or they got jealous and they did some stupid shit, you know. But it's like, okay, I did this stupid shit because I love you. Emperor in reverse, that was like a deep channeling. Wow. Wow. Queen of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it's like I'm just seeing two people sitting across from each other, and it's like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There isn't like arguing, there isn't like raised voices or anything like that. This may not even be at dinner. This may be in like a secluded place, because I'm seeing darkness. I mean, it dinner, so nighttime, right? So, I mean, I don't know if you're in a car having a conversation or what. But the energy like shifts. So it goes from being very intense and like being on eggshells and the elephant being in the fucking room to it now like balancing out, and it's like both of you maybe realize that you overreacted in a situation here, you know, or maybe someone didn't give enough of a reaction here, or they didn't take you seriously. It's like somebody realizing how much of a fucking douchebag they are. Like, and how fucked up that they've been, you know? I feel emotional. Like, they had to make this mistake. This was the only way this person was going to grow. This was like a big reality check for this person. And you were that tower moment for them. Like, they had to learn what it felt like to lose you, or the possibility of losing you, for them to break out of this toxic like cycle. This person has a huge ego. Huge. And they'll do some of the dumbest shit just to stroke it. You know? Just for validation, just for approval. And that could come from a deep, deep, dark place of insecurity that this person never addressed, never really looked at for face value until they hurt you. So this is almost like energetically, you know, even if this person hasn't communicated, but energetically they're pulling on you and they're begging you for another chance here. Like, they're begging you for redemption. Wow. Wow. Or this already happened. Temperance, yeah, because they want to balance this out, Jasmine. Or they view you as this earth angel. Yeah. They're showing me like a coconut hitting somebody on the fucking head, like dropping from the sky and hitting them on the fucking head, and then they just wake the fuck up, you know? Like, wake up, coconut head. Like, the fuck? Like, you fucked up. Don't you realize what you've done? Really look at what you did. Like, somebody spirit guides made them look at what they did. Like, and they feel real fucked up about it. They feel real fucked up about this. So, I mean, the dinner, I feel like majority of the dinner is going to be trying to avoid the elephant in the room. Even if you think you know your intentions going into this dinner and how it's going to go down, it's going to go completely different. Like, it's almost like you guys are being put in action. Like, your spirit guides are setting y'all up. And it's like, all right, they're in their places. And action. Like, and scene. Like, yeah. Somebody has been given instructions spiritually, energetically, on like what to say, what to do to balance the situation out here. And the very first step was possibly inviting you out to dinner to have a conversation. But they're already mentally preparing for you to reject them. So that's why I'm like, it's like a tit for tat. It's like banter, you know? But I do feel like somebody may get frustrated here, and that may be the masculine. They're showing me the little clip when R. Kelly was like, y'all killing me, man. When he had his little tantrum, he was like, y'all fucking killing me. Because that's what I feel like This person did something to where like you didn't put your motherfucking sword up, right? So it's like no matter what they say, no matter what they do, like you got like a response for everything. You got a rejection for everything. And it's like this person's just trying to get through, you know, and it's like, damn, I'm probably never gonna get back into that space that I was with this person before. Like, and that's what's this pissing them off, yo. Because they know if they had another chance, they would do it right. They know they would. So they're almost mad at you for not giving them the opportunity to redeem themselves, especially at this fucking dinner table, yo. So, okay, so majority of the conversation is going to be this person trying to get past the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room could be you. The elephant in the room could be your energy, Jasmine. Like, I'm not taking no shit from you. And they just want you to relax, right? Because you're literally driving this person's blood pressure up the wall. Oh my gosh. I could just see them. They saying you a trip, yo. You a handful. You about to give this person a time without even like really saying anything. Like without really even doing anything. Like, but it could be subliminal, like the way that you look at him or your facial expressions or the way you hold your fork or the way you're tilting your head. It's like you're analyzing them, everything that they fucking say. You're combing through it with a fine-tooth motherfucking comb. Like, I'm watching you, motherfucker. Like, you lucky I even went out with your ass. Like, you're lucky to even be in my presence. That's how you showing up to dinner, Jasmine. And you got this masculine freaking the fuck out inside, on the inside. Like, so if y'all end up having a fucking like fallout or big argument by the end of this daggone dinner, is because they're mad at you for not letting them back in. They need you to let them back in. They need you to open up your heart space, you know, because they want you to have a sense of compassion towards them. It's like, I knew not what I was doing. Please forgive me. Oh my gosh. This has to happen, right? So, I mean, you still have free will. You still have free will, you know, but this is almost like torture for this person. So this dinner is going to be torture for them. They're getting their karma in this little dinner that you guys are having. Right? Because I still feel like this person is in an energy of wanting you to see them in a better light, but not really taking accountability still, you know? Like, are you really upset at, you know, what you did? Like, are you really like in regret about what you did, or are you in regret about getting caught? Because there's a difference. So that's why this dinner has to happen. So this person can realize the magnitude of what they did. Cause I don't think it's clicking, Steven. I don't think it's registered. It's not processing for this person. You're gonna help them register. You're gonna be the coconut that drops on this person's head when y'all have this very like intense dinner where you just have him wrapped around your fucking finger, Jasmine. Oh, this is funny. This is gonna be funny. Oh my gosh. You might even be laughing at him in his face. Oh my gosh. So that's how this dinner is gonna go. I think you should go. I think you should go and dress for the weather. Make sure you look damn good. Make sure you look like hot shit, Jasmine, when you sit across from this man. it's me, he can, because shit, he asked for it. He asked for it. He asked for it, okay? So go to dinner. Go to dinner with this man. And when I tell you, you better give him a hard ass fucking time. You better give him a hard ass time. Yes. He gonna be mad at you. He gonna be mad. He gonna be mad, Jasmine. But he gonna be kissing your ass all fucking night. Okay. Well, that's up to you. That is up to you. How you wanna play this out. That's all I'm like. It seemed like your spirit guides are just like, and action. Like, you know your lines? Okay, go. Okay. Look, Queen of Swords on the bottom. You got your sword up the whole fucking night, and it is torturing the hell out this person. Two of Cups, because that's all they want. Look how he looking at her. Like, bitch, take this cup. And you like, do you think you deserve it? Yes. Look, not, do you think you deserve it? You know, Knight of Pentacles. He about to be chasing you for real. He's about to be chasing you. Okay. Well, he's getting to taste his own medicine. I'm gonna leave it there. Let me see who else. 1:11 on the clock. Just period. Let me see who else. Hold on, I knew something was missing. What happened to my music? Right. Okay. Next we have Malaysia, Sharia. Sharia, you sent me 2 questions. Malaysia, 2 questions. Okay. Okay, so Malaysia and then Sharia. And Sharia is going to be the last one. Because I got stuff to do. Okay. Malaysia, are you in here? Ooh, Malaysia, you're not about to have me crying this time. I'm not doing it with you. I'm not doing it with you. I'm prepared. Look, Ace of Cups. I'm prepared. You're not about to get me this time, Malaysia. Not about to get me this time. Okay, let's see. Well, what was your questions? What was your 2 questions? 911 dispatch. Ooh, that is so cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna rock with it. That's dope as fuck. You know, at one point I was even considering it. I wanted to be a EMT at one point. Like, I was gonna go through the training and everything, but I can't. I don't even know why I went to school to like be a doctor or whatever, because I don't even like hospitals, and I can't do it, you know. Okay, so first one, the 911 dispatch. Yeah. 911 dispatch for Malaysia. Is this a go or is it a no? Okay. Let's see. I heard you'll find out soon. The Hermit card came out here. Okay, so with this Hermit card, you know yourself better than anyone, right? So if you know you are a person that can handle grief, that can handle like hard conversations. Um, you're gonna have a lot of like tough skin in this position for sure. Remember, before I just started, I was like, you know what, I'm prepared. I'm not, you about to have me crying and all of that, being in my emotions. So this is something that you're gonna have control of your emotions. You're gonna have to completely check out of your emotions in this job here so that you can do your job efficiently, right? So with knowing that, make sure you're having an honest conversation with yourself. you know is this for you? Or I mean, this could be, yes, for you, but this is like a karmic challenge for you, and you got to realize too, your jobs can be karmic cycles and lessons for you too. Okay, you lifetimes, there's lifetimes where you work the same job over and over again. Like, you come in contact with the same contracts over and over again, and this may be a new contract that you're going into, where you were a 911 dispatch before, or you did something with the hospitals. You were a nurse, you were, I'm seeing a firefighter. Like, you you're to the rescue. Like, the jobs that you've worked in your past lives, you were always the safe haven. You were always the one coming in to rescue people, you know to free people, to heal people. You're always in a position to help. Those are the jobs that you do the best in. And the commercial that came on was BetterHelp, right? So I feel like this is for you, but you're going to be on testing ground in this position. Is going to train you for something much bigger here that you may come in contact with down the road, another position, another career. This is like a stepping stone career for something where you're going to need tough skin. You're going to need to, separate your own personal beliefs, opinions, emotions from your job, you know? So I don't know in the long term what that is for you. I don't know, like, because what they're showing me is like when a doctor has to come out of the operating room and tell the family that they lost their loved one. You're going to be working in spaces like that, but you have the ability to transmute negative energy into positive energy, you know? So, jobs where there is like a lot of communication, so like call center jobs, or jobs where you have to make those people to people connections, they have to hear your voice. Those are jobs that you are going to do very, very well in, because it's something about your voice that is very comforting for people. They listen when you speak, you know so I feel like you would do very, very well. So don't be surprised if, I mean, if you do, you get it, and it's yours. Like, Two of Wands here, it's yours, because you're going to learn a very valuable lesson from working this type of job here. It's going to groom you for something else. It's building you up. It's building up your strength, your character here. It's like you're getting a superpower. You don't even know it yet. Look, the Hierophant. Yeah, you're getting a superpower. This is in direct alignment with something that you're being called to do here, and it definitely involves the healthcare system, but really hospitals. Yeah, Ten of Swords. Really hospitals for some reason. Um, you may want to work in like the emergency unit here as maybe like a nurse. I'm seeing LPN. So you may want to try to take that route. I saw LPN. But you're going to be working closely with the emergency room here. Maybe that's next. Maybe you'll start off as like a 911 dispatch, and that'll kind of build you up to be like a nurse, like an emergency room like nurse or assistant, medical assistant or something like that, where you're facing like traumas head on, you know? You're around that energy. It's a lot of Ten of Swords energy around you, but I feel like you're built for that. You may not even know it yet. You handle this Ten of Swords energy with grace. Like we need people like you in this world. Somebody has to do it, you know? Somebody has to be able to help us come back to center, come back to balance when things like this happen. Yeah. Like you do very well around tragedy. Like you, it's almost like you don't absorb it. Like you're the person I want to be with, like when something tragic is happening. Like you're probably the calmest person in the room. Even though inside you could be fucking panicking. But on the outside you don't project that energy. Okay. Yeah, Chariot. Yeah, that's what you're moving towards. So you're on the right path, Malaysia, with this job. And if you don't get this job, then that was just a clue for you. Like, okay, this is a clue. Follow the yellow brick road. Yeah, follow the yellow brick road. You know, this is the path you should be taking. So, I mean, this could be you, like, you know, getting on this, like, nursing track, you know? The pharmacy tech is cool, but it's not personal enough, you know? It's not personal enough. You need to be hands-on with people. Look, Erica Badu said, I'm trying to decide which way to go. Did I make a wrong turn back there? Yeah, that's what you need to decide right now. Because when you make this decision to choose this career path, it's going to completely change your life. Yeah, you didn't make a wrong turn. Every job that you've had leading up to this point has been preparing you for this. I really feel like you're supposed to be a nurse. You're supposed to be in the nursing field. Real strong. Like it's your purpose. I heard bedside. It's your purpose to be bedside, to be beside people when they're going through trauma, when they're on the verge of death, or like when they need immediate help. It's like your instincts kick in and you know exactly what to do. That's your superpower. That's your gift. You know, it's like you almost go into like a trance or like channeling. Like when you're around tragedy, you detach, you disassociate, and you are focused and like laser focused on resolving the problem, helping that person. Like blood is just blood to you. Like, okay, fuck the blood. We need to get to the trauma point. We need to patch this up. We need to do, like, you know exactly what to do. Is it even be a situation where it's like it may take you a long time to study the material? Like it's not going to stick for you until you're actually in the position where you have to act, you know? That's why you need hands-on. You need to work hands-on with people and situations, because it's like that knowledge just kicks in. But that's your gift. They're showing me the dude from it's another like hospital show, but he has like a autism that allows him to almost have x-ray vision. Like he can look at someone and know exactly like what their issue is, what their problem is. That's his gift. I forgot what it's called. I used to watch it. He's autistic, but he works in a hospital, you know, he's a doctor. I forgot what it's called, man, but that used to be my show. You're like that. Not, of course, not saying autistic, but like you're, that's your gift. It's like you have x-ray vision. You just know what to do. You don't need a book. You don't need to study a bunch of material. Like All you may need to know is terminology, anatomy and physiology, and medical terminology, and you're good to go. And maybe, you being the pharmacy tech, of course, it's going to teach you about medicine and shit like that, what to administer for certain things. But ultimately, you're supposed to be working side by side with doctors and shit. Maybe a medical assistant. That would be very lucrative for you. Oh my gosh, and then the kids with cancer, come on. I mean, shit, maybe you'll be able to work with kids, I heard neuro, you might work in like the ICU with children, with babies. With infants. Or I don't know if I should take that sign literally or not, but you might want to work in like a children's hospital. That's beautiful. So you're not going to be working with adults, you're going to be working with children. That's why this page is out here. Okay, that makes sense now. That's why this page is out here. Wow, that's a tough job, Malaysia. That's tough to see kids in like that state. Like that's harder than seeing like an adult, going through trauma or something like super tragic or extreme. Like blunt force traumas and stuff like that. Ooh, that takes a lot of tough skin. But you made for it though, for real. You made for it. You put your heart and your soul into these kids, for sure. They not even your kids, but you treat them like it. Like, you the type, you will come visit them in the hospital even off duty. Like, you connect with their families and everything. Oh, that is so beautiful. Like, you take this path, you going like level up very quickly. Very, very quickly. Or it might get to a point where you don't want to level up because you're going to be comfortable in that position because you get to connect with like your patients and stuff like that. But I see like you will move up so quickly, like you would be promoted to like more of an administrative type of job in the hospital, you know? Like I'm seeing like someone in business attire, like with like a tag walking around the hospital, right? You might be like a hospital manager or something like that because you're so passionate about, your patients. You're so passionate about just the workflow and structure of how a hospital is ran. Like your goal is to make sure you're saving as many lives as possible and that the hospitals have the resources that they need to do that. That may be what you're going into, like at the top. That's the path that you're taking. You're working your way up to that point. You're gonna be making a lot of fucking money, yo. And a woman in that type of position, ooh, that's a bad motherfucker. It's gonna be your passion. Your passion is gonna get you there quickly. You're gonna love this. You're gonna absolutely love this. Like you might literally become like a hospital like administrator or manager. You're gonna oversee like that hospital or multiple hospitals, but it's gonna be in one sector, like it's gonna be children's hospitals or something like that. Like you're gonna be the boss. Like the doctors are gonna answer to you. Wow, that's dope. I mean, and this may just take time. This is with time. Like, I see you doing this like for years, like 20 plus years in the game. Like, and you just building, you just working your way up, right? But you may be starting here, like as a pharmacy tech or 911 dispatch. And then you might do the nurse track and Yeah, like you just gonna work your way up. You build in seniority in whatever this is that God wants you to do. That's beautiful. I could talk about this all day. I'm not going to, but that's amazing. You're right where you belong. Just period. Okay, and what was your next question? What was your next question? Timothy, and you're strengthening your bond. Sounds like you've already answered your question. You know the bond is strengthening. But okay, let me see. I think you just want me to cry again. Because I don't feel like that energy has changed at all. Not since the last reading I gave you. It hasn't. Six of Pentacles. It hasn't changed. I'm not crying today, Malaysia. I'm not crying today. Okay? Eight of Wands here. All right? I feel like the communication could be becoming more consistent. You know, it's a flow now. It's easier. Like, you're no longer like on edge, you know. You could have been in that weird awkward energy where you're like, okay, we're gonna go back to the ghosting and the in and out and up and down type. No, it's like been like a straight line. Like it's just been consistent. Like you guys, especially communication, the communication is definitely improved for sure. For sure. And we have the High Priestess here. I feel like the bond, where your bond with this person is strengthening, is you guys are now sharing each other's secrets. You guys are now becoming, like, creating those vulnerable spaces. Like, so you could even be opening up to this person about your childhood, your upbringing, that type of thing. Like, you guys are digging deeper into each other's personal worlds, you know, personal experiences. That's why the bond is getting stronger here. You guys are digging deep now. And that's why the communication is like picking up and it's been so consistent, because you're now starting to see how similar you guys are in a lot of ways. You know, you're developing like deep compassion for one another now. Yeah, I like it. Like it's like the intensity of the connection has like simmered down, like, and not in a bad way, but like you guys have more self-control. There's the energy is more controlled now. It's like a perfect midpoint. Like it's just a flow. No worries if this person is like gonna disappear or like turn on you. You trust this person. You guys are learning. You're building trust. Not a bond, but you're building trust. And the trust is what is bonding you two together, or binding you two together. You guys are becoming binded here from a soulful standpoint. Or this is, you guys are experiencing soul recognition now. You guys are remembering this energy from your past lives of doing this with each other over and over again. That's what it is. The energy is now becoming that much more familiar. So now you're comfortable with this person and you're starting to trust them. Because you're remembering that you can. You're remembering that you can trust this person. Oh, that is so intimate and beautiful. Yeah, that's exactly what y'all need to be doing. For sure. And I tell you, this is going to be one strong ass fucking connection. This is like powerhouse couple for sure. And individually, you both serve like a life purpose here. You guys, it's something about this connection where you guys may not be doing the same things as far as work is concerned, but the purpose is the same. You guys serve the same purpose, but your career choices will be different, right? So, I mean, example, you might take the nurse track and work in the hospital, and you serve your purpose in helping people cope with grief or whatever. This person's purpose is the same. They deal with grief or whatever, but they might be like a police officer or some shit, like they deal with grief on the streets, and with tragedy on the streets, outside of the hospital or some shit like that, but you guys work good together. You guys see each other, you get each other, even if you work two different, completely different jobs. you know you guys share the same passion. It's the same drive there. You guys love people to people connections. Okay. Page of Swords in reverse. So, I mean, make sure that even in this relationship, you are still maintaining your independence as far as like your own personal like dreams, goals, aspirations. Don't try to pivot based off of what this your person maybe wants to do, like hold on to that. Hold on to the things that really bring you joy or whatever, because I feel like you guys are in a space now where you're not judging one another, you know. You guys are very supportive of one another, especially if you guys are deciding to fast together. Like, that's so dope. That's so dope, and that just says a lot about, the connection already. That's amazing. You guys share similar belief systems, right? So that means that God is definitely in the center, in the midst of this connection for sure. He's all over this. This is definitely divinely destined connection for sure. No, keep going. Yeah. Keep going. Y'all strengthen each other. That's what this is. That's what this fast is for. You're learning that you can depend on your person and they can depend on you. That's beautiful. Okay, I mean that's pretty much the update on y'all. Y'all doing a great job. You guys are progressing. Y'all moving forward. You know, you made it across the finish line just in time for spring. I like it. Okay. Next we have Far From Home. Let me see. Remember I told you Malaysia, y'all might be like moving in together or getting home. Don't be surprised if it's sooner than you think. No problem. And congratulations. Oh. Okay, and next we have Sharia. And then I'll be done. Sharia, I'm gonna need you to post your questions again. I heard no. Accept her as she is, just as you want her to accept you as you are. That's literally what I heard. Like verbatim, okay? I feel like this is a situation that's been on a cycle, it's been on this wheel for some time now, and it's like almost like beating a dead horse at this point. Like, it's just some people you just can't change. You can't force them to change. You can't force them to see your value or respect your decisions. You just can't, Sometimes it just is what it is. And you may be in a space with your mom where she's not gonna like wake up or change or do anything different or try to like mend this connection until you do you, you know? Until you do you. Like, this may just be someone in your life who has to sit back and watch you blossom, watch you rediscover yourself, find your identity, you know? And maybe even stray away from the things that they they want you to like respect and value. You know, they want you to go a certain way, they want you to live a certain way, and you're just not with it, you know? And maybe that's why you and her are always at odds, but it's supposed to be that way, especially when you're the black sheep. You're not gonna get her to see your point of view ever, probably. You know? So I mean, it's up to you if you want to distance, but distance doesn't mean completely cutting them out, you know? Still show up for your mom. Still respond to her messages, still check in on her, you know? Because you love your mom, you do. Despite y'all differences, despite, you know, the challenges you guys have been through, you love your mom to death, okay? Even if she don't get you, and, you know, maybe she hasn't been the best person, the best mother to you in your life, but at the end of the day, that's your mom. And the apple don't fall too far from the tree. So that's why a big part of this cycle transforming is going to be you, yes, separating yourself, you know, from your mom, but make sure that in this separation, you are solely focused on rediscovering your passions and doing the things that you love. And not so much like you have something to prove, but prove it to yourself. Do it for yourself. You know, and I feel like soon enough, the right questions will be asked. Soon enough, your mom is going to want to fall in line and maybe even copy some of the things that you're doing because they see is working out for you, right? It's also something about your dad as well. The blockage that you and your mom have in your relationship has something to do with your dad. But that's something personal. It has nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with you. So just know your mom has her own shit that she's working through. Just like you have your own shit that you're working through. Y'all literally do the same thing, just flipped. Y'all do the same thing, just flipped, you know? So nobody's right or wrong in this situation. Yeah, I mean, you may have gotten the fucked up, twisted side of your mom, but you came in at a point in time where she was not in a space of taking accountability for some of the things that she had done prior to your arrival. And a lot of that includes some sort of relationship or promise that was made between her and your dad, something that you are completely unaware of. It's like your mom may resent the way that things played out because she had an opportunity to set y'all up for a better life and she didn't take it, is what I'm feeling, what I'm hearing. So you kind of being in this rebellious energy here and like being more of an opposing energy towards your mom is almost like a slap in the face for her. You remind her of her poor decisions. You make her feel incompetent and insecure. And that's why there's distance between you two. But it's personal. It has nothing to do with you. Your relationship has nothing to do with you at all. So that's what you need to let go of. Let it go and just love your mom from a pure space. Y'all not gonna always agree. And you may, yeah, still resent her for the way that she treated you growing up. But just know that she experienced the same thing, if not worse. And no, it doesn't take away from your pain and your trauma and what you went through. It doesn't mean that how you feel is not valued. It is. but I feel like you're mature enough and you're in a space and you have proven time and time again that you're capable of conquering these challenges and addressing your pain face head on. Like your mom doesn't have that strength. She doesn't have the strength that you do. So you're going to have to give her grace. Give her grace. But if at any point you feel like you need to protect your energy from your mom, you may very well need to. That may be the case because she's dealing with some dark shit. And like I said, it has nothing to do with you, Sharia. That's a heavy message from your ancestors. You're going to have to let this go for real. Because this relationship with your mom and this whole back and forth, round and round circle you in is blocking a lot of things for you. You cannot take anything your mom do, say, act, feel personally. Do not. You're going to have to let go of the past here. That's the only way your mom is going to heal, and that's the only way this is going to change. Okay. All right. Hey, when ass, come on. Ooh, okay. But yeah, ooh, that was a heavy channel, Sharia. I'll pull out of that. But that was the answer to your first question about your mom. It's up in the air, but it's up in the air for a reason. I feel like with time, you and your mom will mend and come together eventually. Eventually. But it's just gonna take time. That's all. You and your mom may not, overcome this in your younger years. Okay. And what was your next question? You still here? I know I was like deep off in it, but I ain't even need to pull no cards. Like, it was just instant. Like, crazy. Girl, you answered your own question. Yeah, follow your gut. Let me see. What's going on with Chaz for Sharia? What's going on with Chaz? Ace of Cups. Oh no, what you apologizing for? Ten of Swords in reverse and the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like Chaz is definitely like a catalyst for your change, or at least they were. You could have already outgrown this person, or maybe you didn't even get an opportunity to see if you've outgrown this energy. Because I feel like this is like a familiar energy. They could even remind you of someone else, someone of your past. And you're like, been there, done that. I'm not doing it again. Right? Or it's just a repeated pattern you're seeing here about this individual. I feel like they remind you of like a older figure in your life here. They remind you of someone close to you. And you're trying to figure out whether that's a red flag or not. I don't think it's a red flag. But I don't know who the person is they remind you of, but the energy is coming back up so that you can remind me. She just said remind me. It's coming back up so you can heal from something from your past here. Like your childhood. This could have even been like a childhood sweetheart you had, or someone you dated like when you were young. They remind you of that energy. It's like this person is in your life so that you can forgive someone of your past. Okay. But I get it. I get it. I've been there. You know. It took like, I've been there. So like it took for me to love someone else, fall in love with someone else, or like be wrapped up with in a cycle with someone else to understand the reason for the connection in my past. To see them from a different perspective, to see that I was actually the problem, not the person of my past. And also to see that I had actually matured emotionally since that time, you know? So the Chaz may be that for you. I don't feel like it's a long lasting thing. It's definitely very temporary, you know. And you know, your gut telling you not to move forward with them could just be meaning that you're above it, you know. This is not a cycle you need to jump into because you've already outgrown it. But it's not going to stop it from coming in and presenting itself to you. You know, it has to show up to, you know, almost like a checkpoint. Like, okay, you have to go to the checkpoint to find out whether you're going to get on this path or not, you know. And I don't feel like this is a path you need to take with this person, because it's a repeated cycle. It's a cycle you've already outgrown. It's not even going to go anywhere. It's not. So you can let this person go. You can. No, it's no hard feelings or nothing. You can just let them go. If the communication just dies out, just let it die out. Cause you don't even need to waste your time here with this person. They were only gonna be a catalyst for some sort of change you've already been through. Like, you've already overcome something here, which is a good thing. That's good. That's good. You're maturing a lot quicker than you think. You're healing a lot quicker than you think. So you should be proud of yourself. You're doing the work. Yeah, Hermit, you've been doing the work. Okay. That's all I have on that. Like, I don't need, yeah, strength card. You don't even need to jump into it with this person. They're not needed. They're not needed. You don't need them, they don't need you. Okay. That's the answer to that. So yeah, listen to your gut and just let it go. Let it go. All right. That was all I have for you, Sharia. Thank you for donating. Let me see. Was there anyone else? Nope. Okay. Well, that's it for today, you guys. I will be doing another one. I don't know. We're going to see how it go. Like I said, I'm going to just do me. Whatever I feel like posting, I'll post. If I feel like showing my face one day, I'll do it, you know. Not that's all, folks. No problem. Jasmine, I didn't even know you was still in here. Ain't you supposed to be getting ready for your dinner, girl? This is going to be fun. I can't wait till you come back and let me know what went down. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Good night, everybody. Bye. You said set up from the last readings. Okay, well, I'll keep doing those, and I'll just, check in with y'all from time to time. All right, y'all. Peace out.